Hi everyone, it's Michelle at Poochie Baby, and I thought I would do a video today to show you my new bullet journal. Just to kind of give you a brief overview. I've used planners for years and years, and I used to use the binder system, and about 5 or 6 years ago, my job drastically changed, and I found myself not needing such an elaborate system. So I started using the weekly planners, and I'm going to kind of give you an idea of what those look like. Just these weekly planners would keep track of just basic information because I started using a combination of this and my phone or the computer, using Google Calendar, Outlook, or whatever I was using at the time, and keeping all my contact information in my phone also. And this worked out okay until about last year. My needs just started drastically changing again, and there are so many things I have to keep track of between the kids and my husband, my job, and the business, and wanting to do more and more with the business. There are a lot of projects and other information I have to keep track of, so I just knew this wasn't going to cut it for me anymore. So I started looking for a new planner, and I like to write a lot, so I wanted something that was going to have a daily sheet, and I ordered a Moleskine off of Amazon, and it was going to take a while for it to come in, and the order ended up being delayed, and I happened to take a trip to Target while I was waiting for this Moleskine to come in mail, and I found a Daytimer Family Plus calendar, and it was in a binder similar to one of these. Let me grab it again. Similar to one of these. I ended up taking apart the binder, the metal wiring, pulling out all the sheets, and I put it in this nice 3-ring binder that I got from Amazon. This came with, it's got like an inch ring. It comes with this elastic closure, which is really nice. I love the color too. So I just pulled out all the sheets, put it in here so that I could organize it the way that I wanted it. And at the beginning of the year, this worked really well for me. I just kind of decorated the sheets with some scrapbook paper, put my little notes. And I'll just kind of give you a look. See, it has the whole big month, which I really like. I do a lot of writing on my calendar, on the monthly calendar, because I keep track of all the appointments, my goals for the month, the things I want to get done that month, all of my bills here on the side, everything I keep track of, everything that gets paid, all the money I have coming in. Let's see. So it has these weekly sheets. I know it's hard to see. Let me zoom the camera out a little bit. Okay. And it's kind of blurry. You can't really read, but I'll give you a general idea. At the top, it has all of your to-dos for the week, and it's separated out by to-do errands, school, community, personal time, and other. And I just kind of made up my own categories for that. And each day has a section here to write out. This is Monday through Friday, and there's Saturday and Sunday here. There's a note section here, and right here is the dinner menu. And I really love this because it would help me keep track of what we were eating every day. Not so much planning, but I wanted to at least keep track of what we did have to eat, because one of my goals is to start cooking more, to actually do meal planning. So this was the first week, and I barely started using it. So you can see it filled up a whole lot more in the second week. And just keep going through the weeks. Then I do all my decorating with my washi tape and all my stickers, because I really like decorating. I like a lot of color. I like my things to look busy and messy, because then it makes me feel like I'm getting things accomplished. It's next week. And by this last week of January and the first week of February, I knew that this just wasn't enough for me, not enough space, because I like to write a lot of notes every day. So I started putting in a sheet of paper, just blank paper, in between the week, and I would fold it over like this while I was working on this week, and just keeping daily notes on here. And that worked well for me for about 2 weeks. It was February. All decorated for Valentine's Day. For about 2 weeks, I was using that system very well. And then I started getting a little frustrated and trying to figure out, what should I write on this paper? What should I write in my little slots here? Where do I keep my to-do list? And if I write on my notes here or here, what notes should I put here in this section? And it just became really confusing and frustrating for me. So I knew I was probably going to need a new system. And of course, I always go to YouTube and start looking around YouTube. And I started looking at Filofaxes again because I've wanted one for a while, but I haven't allowed myself to buy one. But when I was looking, I discovered the bullet journal system, and I had never heard of it before. Well, I had kind of seen posts, but I never really checked on it. So I said, well, let me see what that's all about. And once I did, I said, oh, man, I think that's perfect for me, because you can customize it. You can make a bullet journal practically anything that you want. You stick to the main system, and you can keep yourself organized. And if you're not familiar with bullet journals, you can go to bulletjournal.com, and he's got a tutorial on there. It's Writer, and he's got a tutorial and a video that'll show you how to do the basic bullet journal system. And of course, you can customize it to whatever you feel like you need. But let me just quickly finish going through here. This was the last week of February. Let's see. I'm still doing pretty good, trying to keep all my notes. March. And you see here, I started going downhill. I started keeping fewer notes. And of course, by here, I think I was sick this week too, and I didn't even pick up my planner. So I knew that was it. And here we come to the 17th of March with St. Patrick's Day. And this is the last day that I used this, because I knew that it just wasn't working for me any longer. So I pulled out my moleskin again. I said, well, maybe I'll try to use this and it might work out better for me. So I hadn't even touched it up until this point. I was afraid to use it. I was almost going to give it away to somebody. So let me try. So I decorated a few of my pages with the washi tape to get started. And like I said, it was at this point that I found the bullet journal, and I decided to give that a try instead. So let me show you my bullet journal. Put these aside. This is it. It's nothing fancy, because I was just going to test the system out. Let me zoom my camera back in. Because I was going to test it, I didn't want to go buy anything new. So I searched through my cabinets, and I found a very old spiral notebook that I had, which I probably bought back in like 1998. And I had 3 of them. I thought I had another one here. I was going to show you what it looked like. It's just a 9x6 Mead spiral notebook. I decorated it with some scrapbook paper just to kind of make it pretty. And I don't know what happened to my other spiral. But just, the plain, I think it was just blue cover. I just put my scrapbook paper. I'm holding it together with Goody hairband. Just a kind of stretchy hairband. Let me open it up. I put some scrapbook paper on the inside cover too. I made these pin holders because I have to have pin holders, and I just made them out of duct tape. I took about a length about this long, maybe 4 inches, 5 inches, and I folded it over on itself and in half. And I put one side here, one in there, duct taped it, put the other side over, duct taped it, just to keep that secure on there, and covered it up with the scrapbook paper. I made a slip pocket here out of some thin cardstock. And here I just threw in some notes like this to keep my grocery list on, and just these weekly notes, which I'm not really using. I guess I could use them for a grocery list too. And this is just a list for work. This is the only thing I carry around with me for work that is not an actual checklist that I fill out. And it's just my list of houses that I have to go and visit. I work from home, so I have to keep track of everything together so my life stays organized. On this side, I just have this clipped in temporarily. Let me take it out. My grocery list. Put that over there. And this is like a monthly tracking sheet from Poochie Baby, just to give me. I'll show you guys this in a minute. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it in the book, so that's why it's clipped in. So in this front cover, I have the yearly calendar printout. I got it free. Search Google Images for a yearly calendar, just so I can have a year at a glance. And down here, I just kind of put my goals for the month. For the year. Things I want to get accomplished this year, overall. Turn the page. And right here, this is the heart of the system, your index. You have to have an index with a bullet journal. If not, you're not going to know where any of your information is. So if you have a journal, an index, and you keep up with your index, then you can do whatever you want in whatever order you want in your journal. And as long as you put page number down here, you'll know exactly where to find it. I'll give you an example of some of the things I have. I have March 2014, so any day having to do with March, like daily notes, monthly calendar, monthly to-do list, it's all those pages are here. This here is bullet journaling, so anything I feel like is important enough to keep track of, or I might want to reference back later, I marked those pages. My shopping wish list, my online orders, a list, of everything I've ordered online, so I don't forget what should be coming in the mail. These that are marked with the pink star are everything that's related to Poochie Baby, so I just can see right off the bat which ones are business related. And here's like my week at a glance sheets, my Explorer, anything having to do with my truck. So I just keep track of all this on the index, and I gave myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages for the index. Now, if I use them, great. If not, then it's no big deal. But I didn't want to shortchange myself on the index because, like I said, I do write a lot. I keep a lot of notes every day. So my next page is my monthly sheet. If you go by the formal bullet journal system, the month is usually listed out as 1 through 30, 31, or however many days are in that month. And you just jot out what was important that day or any appointments you had that day. And I knew that was not going to work for me because my brain does not work like that. I have to see the whole month so that I can do planning. And I keep track of all like birthday parties, birthdays, and doctor's appointments, all other appointments, meetings for work, that type of thing, all the holidays. And so I have it all in one space. And I didn't even bother with the list of 1 through 30. And down here is where I have my little section for all my bills for the month. And here's for all my income. And I do keep track of this because even though my husband and I, our checks don't change, I do have other income that fluctuates every month. So I never know exactly how much it's going to be. And I have to keep track of that for tax purposes. So I do that here. So at the beginning of each month, the first day, I'll go back and I'll look at the month before and do like the monthly totals for each different place. And on this side, my next page is my monthly to-do and scheduling. So any tasks that I want to get done for this month or appointments for this month, um, I have listed here. You see some things I have circled, and that's only because they have a date associated with them. I went ahead and circled the date, so I knew that that was something that was like an appointment, or I had to be somewhere at a certain time. I do have it color-coded. Blue is everything personal or household, just general stuff. Purple is my job. Pink is Poochie Baby. And those are the 3 definite color coding, colors that I have for my coding system. I may change some of my other colors. I'm not sure about that yet. I should know by the weekend what I'm going to do about that. But I really like this monthly to-do sheet. In the planner I was using before that I started at the beginning of the year, I kind of started doing this with the monthly goals that I had at the bottom of the calendar, but I didn't pay much attention to that. But because I have never kept, all the years that I've had a planner, I have never kept a monthly to-do list. And I don't know why, it just never occurred to me to do it. But I have found this extremely helpful. So I'm glad that I'm doing this now, because I think I've gotten quite a bit accomplished. I started this on March the 18th, and I already have all these things, and I have so many things checked off already because it's all right here. I know what I need to do, and when I see it like this, I feel guilty if it's not checked off, so I want to get it done. So I've been getting more accomplished. Right, so my next page, I just started with my daily notes, and you see, I do a lot of writing. All this is all Wednesday. This is all Thursday, and I think Thursday continues. Let me show you. Over here, all the way here. And that's it. So you see, I had 2 whole pages that I wrote just for one day on Thursday. And that is what I love about this system. I am not limited to a certain amount of space on a planner. I can write as much as I want and not worry about it. And that has been like so freeing for my mind. I don't have to worry about it. I can just keep track of anything and everything that I want to keep track of. So let me just kind of show you how I'm doing my daily sheets. We'll look at this one. Because there's some color coding. I did have a work task here I marked off. I've been just putting a checkbox for each bullet point that I have, and that's not really part of the bullet journaling system. That they use checkboxes just for tasks or to-dos. And I may change this later, but for now it's just easier for me to kind of conceptualize in my mind that, okay, this is a new idea or a new, event that happened. The little circle just means that it's just a note. If it is highlighted, that means it was important enough for me to put in the index. It's something I may want to go back and reference later. So I know that my camera is really blurry, but I guess that's okay because I probably would have been blurring out on my writing anyway. You can kind of get a general idea. So the highlighter means that I have put it into the index. There's the arrows. It's hard to see because I used a lighter color blue. Let me see over here. Like the blue arrow means that I moved it over to the next day. It was a to-do that didn't get done this day, so I moved it over to the next day. And that is part of the bullet journal system. With that, you keep a key, and if I decide to do a key, I kind of know what all my little symbols mean. I have like an exclamation mark here, which means that I actually have to leave or have to be somewhere that is not home or the office. If I decide to do a key and change my color coding, I'll put that back up here. I'll put my notes on all my color coding and what all of my keys mean here on this. That's why I saved this sheet right here. So we have the daily notes, and the thing about this system is you just flip to the next page, and do whatever it is that you need to do. So as I was working on this, I said, okay, well, I need to do, I want to do a shopping wish list. So I flipped to the next page, did my shopping wish list. These are just things that if I have the money I would like to buy. I want to keep track of that. So if something occurs to me, I just jot it down and I won't forget it later. This here is my online shopping and orders. And it's, I've been keeping track of where I ordered, what it is, the date I ordered, with a little checkbox. So I checked it off when it came in, and I kind of wrote down and circled the day that it came in the mail. And you can see I've been on a shopping spree. I've only been using this for a week, and I told myself to stop. No more. No more, at least for the rest of the month. Let's see. And then next, I decided I needed to keep track, of course, of all the patterns that I want to write. And it's all in pink because it's Poochie Baby. Patterns and also printables that I want to do that I'll have for download. This isn't everything. I still need to go through my list in my other planner to list everything out there. This here is my blog ideas and videos, just to keep track of what I want to make a video of or do a blog post on. Down here, that's really messy. I was testing pen colors, so that's what that is. All my doodling, testing out new pens. You can see all my decorating. I love that. I love stickers. I have a whole drawer full of stickers, and every time I go to the dollar store, Target, I'm always buying more. So once I got to here, which was, I think it was Thursday, which was just like the next day, I knew that I needed to be able to see a week at a time because I have gotten so used to doing that over the past 5 or 6 years. So I drew this little weekly chart myself with the ruler and a pen. And I just marked, it's Monday through Sunday. I like to start my weeks on Monday. And then this section here is for work. So I like having this sectioned out. My job it requires that I go do home inspections. So I spend a lot of time traveling and making frequent stops. So I have to keep track of everywhere I go. So I keep a list for each day. I have to do this for my travel purposes. And I keep track of which ones I actually completed that day, because I work a week at a time and all this has to get put into our database at the office. And so I have to see this the way this is here. So that's why I did it that way. You see I have my color coding here too. I've been keeping track of all of our meals, just anything important on each particular day. So I kind of have a week at a glance. And that's it. Just put the week there. If I need to refer to this a lot, this was last week, I might just put a little washi tape tag there so that I can take it off later when I'm not using this week anymore and just do a new little tab for the new week. And as you can see, all of my pages are numbered. That's how we keep track of everything. So that's the week at a glance. This is Thursday continued. So here's Friday. Same thing with, I wasn't using an erasable pen there, so I had to doodle that out. I've been highlighting just the beginning, the date for each one. So I just know, okay, this is this day. All of my check boxes for each of my notes. I was testing out the lighter blue pen, went back to the darker blue pen. And you can see my little symbols. I moved this task over, and I put Monday because this was Friday and it was a task that I wasn't going to be able to get done over the weekend. I knew I'd have to wait till Monday, so that's why I just indicated Monday. I have my little exclamation marks for places I had to go. I have my highlighting for things that ended up in the index. See, I can just jot down a phone number as I need it. Instead of keeping little sticky notes, everything goes in here. So that's Friday, Saturday. Same thing. I've kind of been keeping track of like weather and meals in here using orange pen, and that is what I may end up changing later. This is Saturday continued, and Sunday. And here's this week that I wrote in here, this week at a glance. So it's the same thing. All my, when I want to blog, all my appointments, what dinner plans. This is going to be my list for work for the week. Anything that we have scheduled, like baseball game. My grandson had his very first t-ball game yesterday evening. We had a blast. It was so much fun. So this is this week, and I just have my notes. It was Sunday, Monday. Monday continued here. Tuesday continued, and Wednesday. This is actually this morning, and I just started working off my to-do list for the day. See, it's lovely, highlighted. The what I've been doing is before I go to bed, I'll go through my to-do list and work on the next day so that it's all out of my head before I go to sleep at night. And I have my list to start on when I get up in the morning. And it also gives me a chance to sit there and think about anything that new that may need to go on the list for the next day. So I don't have to wake up and think, oh, what do I have to do today? Because I've already written it down the night before. So this is working very, very, very well for me. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the way that I can do all my decorating and not feel guilty about messing up my notebook. I love how it looks messy because, like I said, when it looks messy and busy, it makes me feel like I'm getting a lot more accomplished because I'm doing something. It's getting used. And I did put together a calendar for April already because I had some things I had to write in. But I was kind of holding off. I wasn't going to use each side of this because I'm not sure if I'm going to continue using this spiral notebook. I chose a spiral because I love being able to do this and write. And I really don't want to give that up, although I'll show you some of the options that I have, some other options for the bullet journaling. A lot of people go out and buy a nice Moleskine notebook that is similar to this, but it's not. I think they're thinner. They're not actually as thick because this is the 2014 Daily Planner, so it's a little thicker. And it's very nice, but it's it wouldn't last me. Those notebooks wouldn't last me very long because I write so much. Let's see. So I did order a Filofax. It should come sometime next week. I was going to see if I could incorporate this into the Filofax using a combination of a weekly sheet, like a week on one page, and then put all of my notes behind that in the Filofax. So I'll have to wait until I get it next week or so and see if I can get it to work out. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. I'll just keep using this one. It's not going to hurt my feelings, and my Filofax will just sit over here in the corner and look pretty. Because I'm a big proponent of only using one planner. I know that there are a lot of people who use more than one, and I can't do that. That wouldn't work for me. I have to have all of my information in one place. So that's why I use just one. Oh, quickly, I'll show you. I forgot about the back. On the back, I also put another pen holder so I could carry several pens. Each one of my pen holders holds 2 pens. So I can have 2 on the back, 2 in the front, carry 4 with me. This back cover, I put another slip pocket. And this here came out of my Moleskine. They come in the back pocket of the Moleskine. I don't know if you've seen those, how they have, all of the notebooks have these back pockets. They're really nice. So in here I've just been keeping like my website information, information for paying bills, that type of thing. That I need, information I need to log in, pay my bills, that type of stuff. Because this is stuff that's not really going to change. And if I go through this notebook in about 3 or 4 months, then I can just pull this out and put it in the new one, and I don't have to rewrite any information. That's something that people have complained about with the bullet journal, that they say it's very redundant, you're writing things over and over, and that is absolutely true. But I am the type of person that actually helps me, because I'll get to the point where I don't want to write it again, so I make sure that I get it done. And so it helps me seeing, okay, I moved it from here to the next page. This is it. It has to get done. There's no more excuses. So that's actually been very helpful for me. It makes me get more accomplished. Okay, so that's the one I've been using. And like I said, I am going to try to switch over to the Filofax, doing the same thing, but in a Filofax when I get it, hopefully sometime next week. And I'll do another video on that if that works out. I will tell you that I've been using, I don't know if you can see these pens in this book. I've been trying to use the friction pens so that I can erase. I have so many of them. I ordered more. I got a new order yesterday. I also have, okay, these are the 0.38. And these just came yesterday, the clickers. I like them because they have the actual clasp. And I think these are 0.7. These are 0.7 with the cap. These are 0.5 with the cap. Here's another clicker. I had ordered a bunch of new Bic multicolor pens too. I use these for years. I love them, but now I'm afraid if I can't erase. I may switch back to using the multicolor pens though, because with these, you know, there's one color per pen and you have to carry so many around with you. I love having all these colors in one pen. And there has been an issue with these pens also, whether or not they will hold up over time if you want to archive your journals or your planners. And they do have a tendency to bleed through the paper some. So that's also an issue. But I'm using them for now. As far as archiving my planners, for years I've been taking either pictures or scanning each month of my planner into the computer, and I save all of that into Evernote. So I have my stuff archived digitally in the computer, and I can pull out my phone, open up Evernote, and pull out a planner from, you know, last year, and I can see what I did during that month. I may do a separate video on that, show you guys how I do that. But so that's not really an issue for me if the physical copy doesn't hold up, because I have a digital copy of it. And with the pens, I ordered the Pilot Hi-Tech C Colette pens. Hopefully I'll have some in by the end of the week, and I'll be able to customize. I've got the 5-barrel, and so I have 5 colors in one pen. So I bought the barrel and refills, and I'm going to test those out and see if they work better for me. And that's why I'm waiting to see about my color coding, because if those work out better, I may change, just switch up like what I use for my bills, or for the income, that section in my calendar, what I use to keep track of the weather conditions for the day, and what I use for meal planning. Those are the 3 things that I would want to change. But that's it for the pens. Oh, I was going to show you some options for the planners. That I do have some others. The Quicken. This will be the last of it. When I started using those, and of course when I went to the store I had to check other options. So some of the ones I bought were this. Well, this is really nice. It's also a big fat one like this. It's not quite as big. It's smaller. And it's got a very hard cover. That's really nice. So this is an option for using this. If I decide that I don't like the Filofax, I have a stash over here that I can use. I found this one here at Target. This is pretty. And the covers, I go on the plastic covers. It's sturdy enough to keep everything protected, especially if you put a band on it to keep it closed. And it's got the line pages. They're colored. This will all be covered with washi tape for me, but that one, that would last probably at least 3, maybe 4 months. And there's this nice one here that I got at Target. The lines are kind of too far spaced. I like more of the college rule lines. I can write more on each page, but I'm a real sucker for notebooks. I kind of hoard this stuff. So those, these two and this one I ordered from Amazon. They're thinner, but they're nice. This one's really similar to this one. It's a nice page. I have planners that'll last me, notebooks that'll last me forever. Put all these aside, and I will show you this one. I love this one. I found this one at Walmart, and it's a leatherette pink. It's not a spiral, but I may end up using it because if I don't use the Filofax, because it is so nice. It's got the 400 pages, so it's a big, thick one too, and it's got the quad paper. And there's a lot of room to write in here. A lot of room to keep your monthly calendar. With quad paper, it'd be real easy to even draw in your own calendar if you don't print one out. This one is really nice. And this leatherette, it's cushy, and it's, I don't know, it's just really nice. It is kind of heavy to be carrying around in my purse, but I really don't care about that. My purse is already really heavy, and I carry a giant purse because I have all kinds of stuff for the kids and everything that I carry around all the time. So that's really nice. I also have this stash of these type of bigger hardbound ones that would work well as a bullet journal. That one and this one. I like this one. It's all green. Put those aside. And then I also have my composition notebooks that I make and I have in the shop or in the online store that would work very well as a bullet journal. And I wasn't even thinking about that at the time when I made them. I think I still have about 4 of them still available there. I haven't made any new ones lately, but I may do that now that I have my craft table reorganized and moved around. See, I put a slip pocket here just to keep my crochet project sheets that I have in the store. I sized them down for the book. Just decorate it with paper, a slip pocket with more of that, and a bookmark. But you see, these composition books would be perfect for doing bullet journaling. That's my crochet one, you know, all you crocheters. And then here's one more example. Oh, I love this one. Live, laugh. Live, laugh, and love. And it has my raised flowers. And this inside's basically the same, I think, on this one. And, oh, man, pretty. The journaling tags, the pocket. All this pretty decoration. I love the color. I love black and pink. This, you can put pictures, do scrapbooking there. And the bookmark. I just kind of did some decoration there. What did I put in the back? I put it back on here. Oh, just covered them. So these would work out really well. You could just even get your own little $1 composition book from Walmart and start journaling, doing a bullet journal. It's so easy. You can make it whatever you want. I figure if we go to movies or do, you know, other activities, have tickets, I'll just washi tape them in here and make it kind of like my bullet journal smash book, you know, whatever I need it to be. And that is the beauty of it. It can be whatever you want it to be. So that's my bullet journal. And like I said, if I am able to work this system into the Filofax that I get next week. I'll do another video and show you guys how I do that. If you have any questions, you can always get in touch with me on Facebook. There should be a link down in the description, or at least a link to the blog, because there will be a blog post associated with this video, and I'll have more information on like the actual bullet journal link for the website, and just kind of giving more description on some of these items that I had here and how I do this. But like I said, let me know if you have questions, and everybody have a great day. And my phone is ringing. It's time to go. Thank you, and have a great day. Leave me some comments. Thanks. Bye.